Hello everyone. A very good evening to each and every participant present in the webinar. So I, Jonita Xavier, welcome you all to the knowledge sharing session on Sitecore Discover implementation through SDK. Let me first introduce you to our company ADEC Technologies. So ADEC Technologies was founded back in 2014 and has been serving exclusively on Sitecore since a decade. If I talk about ADECT, then ADECT is all about creating innovative opportunities and adding values to the industry. We provide high remarkable solutions through digital transformations. We are working in the motto that ADECT has, is and will always work for effective and unique solutions by assisting their clients with perfect and cost-effective solutions. Today we are going to conduct a webinar on Sitecore Discover. Previously, we had given the overview of Sitecore Discover from a marketing and sales perspective, and it was followed by a technical overview of Sitecore Discover. Today, we will be covering the Sitecore implementation through SDK that covers a practical demo of it. Now let me introduce to myself. I'm Jonita Xavier, working as a technical project manager in the production department at ADEC Technologies. Having an expertise in requirement gatherings, Scrum activities, client collaboration, and responsibility of a project from its initiation till its completion. So today I'll be briefing you about our previous webinars and will be the host for the evening. Now let us move to the speaker of the webinar. We have Mitesh Patel, the head of production department. He is a certified with Sitecore 8, 10 and Order Cloud. He has hands-on experience with all the Sitecore products and worked with majority of the clients all around the globe from almost I can say all the industries. So if I talk about Mitesh Patel, then he is a person who is always enthusiastic to share his knowledge with all the teammates, and you can see him as a significant contributor in the Sitecore community. Now, the purpose of today's webinar is to share the understanding of Sitecore Discover more from an implementation perspective. Previously, we have gone through the marketing as well as sales perspective. Now it is more on the technical part. Our agenda for the webinar is to cover Sitecore Discover introduction, followed by Sitecore Discover implementation architecture, Sitecore Discover implementation options, JS SDK, events, components and CLI. And after that, in the end, we'll be covering a question and answer session where you are free to ask any of the questions. Now let me give you a brief overview of Sitecore Discover. So basically, Sitecore Discover is a top-up product in the commerce business that adds to the platform the facility of individual searching along with merchandising capabilities. I would say that Discover is compatible with any e-commerce platform with an ease. With the leverage of Discover, you can increase the customer reach. As it is said, it is an add-on for a commerce platform to manipulate the product and improve the overall business. So let us start with the Sitecore Discover implementation through SDK. Mitesh Patel will give you a brief overview of the Sitecore Discover, followed by a demo, and he will be covering the technical part as well as. So thank you, and whatever questions you have, please post in the chat section. We will be answering that questions at the end of the webinar. Yes, over to you, Mitesh.
Yeah, thanks, Jonita. Hello everyone, good afternoon. So Jonita has already given the introduction. Myself, Mitesh Patel, and I have 10 plus years experience in the IT industries. So I am Sitecore certified and Order Cloud certified developers, and I have worked on most of the Sitecore products. Like we can say XP, XM, Order Cloud, Sitecore Discover, Sitecore CDP, personalized Sitecore Send. So today I will walk through this Sitecore Discover SDK implementation, how we can use the Sitecore SDK. So Sitecore Discover is provided that in SDK starter kit. So we will walk through these things and how we can create one component from SDK and how we can use this one. So yeah, first one is the implementation options. You can see Sitecore Discover, like previous sessions, my colleague and already covered that how we can, what is architectures and what is the benefit of features, benefits for the Sitecore discovers, how we can use this one. In these sessions, we are totally covered the technical part, like how we can implement and what is the architectures now and how we can use the SDK. So you can see like in implementation options, Sitecore Discover, we have two options. In the two way we can use this Discover portal, because Discover portal is the top of the product which we can use any e-commerce platform like Sitecore Commerce, Order Cloud, any e-commerce platform, maybe Shopify or any of them. We can use this platform and we can easily integrate in our websites. So yeah, you can see like we have two options here, API options and SDK. So API, I think most of the developers are familiar with how we can use the API. It's a REST API, so we will consume the request and response to the API, and we can integrate in our any platform. So and based on the API, we can say it provides the complete control over UX, because it's API, so we can customize the UX and UI design as per our requirements. We have to just call the APIs and we have to get the response from the API. And it's definitely, when we are using the API, so we require some higher efforts to implement the API, because we have to define the structures and we have to pass the parameters. We have to authenticate the APIs and we have to get pass the request and response parameters. So definitely it will require some efforts. But yeah, it's a straightforward APIs. We have to just pass that widgets IDs and page ID, page URL, and you will get the response data from that API. So I will also showcase you like how they have provided the APIs. Discover has provided the interface. We can easily use this one and we can easily consume this API. We can talk about SDK. So SDK, like Sitecore Discover has already provided the starter kit for the SDKs, and I have used that SDK. So it's a React based SDK, and it also provides the control over the total experience design. So we can customize the design as per requirement in SDK also. And SDK handles autonomous visitors tracking, page view events, widget events, any click, add to cart events. Let's say we have PDP events, pair listing events, search result, keyword, everything it will track in SDK itself. So in SDK they have covered most of the events, and based on the events we are collecting the data, because our main purpose is like we have to get the data from the users and we have to provide personalized and recommendation experience to our users. And that is the main motto when we using this platform to any e-commerce platform, because we have to convert our visitor to as a buyer. So it's provide very recommendation experience to our users. So this is the two options for implementation. Let me go to the next one. Sitecore Discover implementation architecture. So we have created one simple architecture here, so we can easily get the idea like how we can integrate this platform to any e-commerce platform. So you can see we have created one client systems and one is the Discover portal systems. So this one is our Sitecore Discover portals, and this is the client system, maybe any e-commerce platform. So we definitely when we first time when we log in the system, so we require some data because we at that time we don't have any data. So Discover requires some data, so we have to import product data and category data in our Discover portal. So in the system, in the diagram, you can see like we are exporting like product and category data in our Discover portals. Once we get the data, we can create the pages and widgets. We can create the different pages. We can create different widgets like recommendation widgets, banner widgets, and we can pass that widgets in our web pages in our e-commerce platforms. Maybe it's using API or using SDK. So, but yeah, this is the simple architectures we are following to integrate the Discover portal to any e-commerce platform. Data collection is nothing but like we have to export the data. Here you can see like we are exporting the data from client system to Discover portals. So how we can exporting the data? So that is the diagrams I have added here. Like we have to pass the data from e-commerce platform to our Discover portals. So they provide that CSV and XLS file, and they also provide the full and incremental feed API. So using that API, we can pass our product and category data to Discover. And let's say if you have uploaded all those data, and if you want to change some attribute, maybe stocks or some attribute of the product, images, something like that, so it will provide incremental feed API. So it will sync the data from e-commerce platform to our Discover portals. So that is API is already Discover is provided. We have to just use that, and we can we can import and export data using this API. Okay, so these are the part for architecture diagrams. Another one is the customer engagement console. So let me go to the system also. So I have taken the screenshot from Discover portal systems. So once we log in the system, so they are calling customer engagement console CEC. So I will also walk through like how we can use the Discover portal and how we can create the pages and widgets and how we can consume that widgets in our SDK. So let me relate to it our websites. Yeah. So you can see this is my Discover portal screen where you have to add your email address and password. So I have already added my email password. Let me sign in this one. So once you sign in the system, so it will redirect to the dashboard page where you can see one kind of analytics are there. So it's a very simple analytics here in the dashboard page. It will also provide the very deep level analytics in different menu. I will also showcase you that one also. But once you log in the systems, in the left hand panel, it will cover all those menus. And this is my analytics and all the user information you can see top of that bar. So we can use this one in this section, like in site performance. You can just get the idea like, okay, we will get 2 orders, how many users have visited our websites. So merchandisers or business users can get the better idea once they log in the systems. So let me go to the another menu, pages. So once pages is an important part when we creating any e-commerce platforms, and generally e-commerce platform covers mainly 3 kind of pages: product listing pages, product product details pages, PDP page, and landing page. So in pages here we have created so many pages like home page, search result page, popular page, product details page, order confirmation page. So we have already created so many pages. I will also showcase you like how pages is running in our applications. And if you want to create a new pages, so we have 3 options here. When you click on the create page options: product details page, product listing page, and landing page. As per our requirement, we can create the page and we can configure the pages and widgets in this section. So here you can see like we have created so many pages. In home page, let me go to the home page. So when you create the page, so it will come default one of the variation. So currently in my case I have 2 variations. Like for the test one is my active variations. Let me go inside the test variation. So in the home page, currently I have configured 3 widgets. You can see one of the carousel, one there is a personalized product for users, and so they are calling as a widget. And based on your purchase, based on the purchase, it will show in these recommendations. So currently I have configured 3 widgets. Let's say if you want to remove any of the widgets, or if you want to add any widgets, so you can do this activity here itself. So you can see currently we have configured 3 widgets. But let's say if you want to remove this one, you can just remove this one and save and publish it. So you can able to see the 2 widgets only. And let's say if you want to add any new widgets, so in left hand side, in right hand side, we have a list of the widgets. We can just drag and drop in our list, and you can able to add the widgets. And you don't want to use the existing one, and if you want to create a new one, so here there is options for create widgets. So you can create the new widgets. I will showcase you like how we can create the widgets here in particular widget sections. So let me go to the widget section. So this is the pages. Widgets, widgets is nothing but one kind of components, we can say, which we are using to based on these widgets we are creating page. So currently you can see like we have created number of widgets, and like banner widgets, recommendation widgets, search result widgets. And if you want to create a new widget, so what you have to do, you have to click on this add widget section. In add widget sections, we have 6 types of widgets like preview, search result, recommendation, banner, SEO, HTML blogs. So as per our requirement, we can create the widgets and we can use that widgets in our pages, and we can pass that widget data to our e-commerce platforms. Okay, so yeah, as per requirements, we can create the widgets. Currently, I am not creating the widgets. Let me first explain for the menu, and after we will create the widgets. But yeah, when we are creating the widgets, so definitely we have to define some logic. Like, let's say I have created one widgets like recommendation top order product I have to show. So definitely we require some data from the users, and based on their data, we are providing recommendation experience to our users. So when any visitors or any customers will come in our e-commerce platforms, so we are tracking each and every journey in our platforms, and based on their data, we are providing to the recommendation experience. And based on these logics, we have to, like every widget, we have to define some logics. Based on that logic, we are displaying the results. So they are calling the recipe. So I will also showcase you like how we can use the recipes and how we can bind the recipe in the widgets. Let me go to the next menu, analytics. So analytics, you can see in home page, when we log in the systems, at that time we can get that overview of the analytics. But Sitecore Discover has provided a separate menu for analytics, and it has provided so many reports. Like you can see like overview reports, page wise report, widget wise report, keyword wise report, any specific product, like because we have thousands of products in those systems, and which products are performing very well, we have to identify, like merchandisers and business users want to know like which products or which categories are performing very well. So based on this report, they can drill down this report and they can identify, okay, these products are more trending or these categories are more trending. So based on that, they can take the decisions and they can create the recommendation widgets, and they can place that recommendation widgets in e-commerce platforms, and based on that analysis, they can increase their selling. So Discover provides so many reports, and these reports we are getting the data, like which we are taking the data from different events, and that event, based on that event, we are Discover portal is displaying this report. Global resources. So global resources, global widgets, because every websites like we are using preview search bar, so it's nothing but it's a global widget. Then after we can say recipes. Synonymous, recipes, I already mentioned, like recipe is the most important part for these commerce platforms, because recipe is nothing but one kind of algorithms. Based on that algorithms, we are providing recommendation and personalized experience to our visitors, our users. So Sitecore Discover has provided so many recipes. You can see the scroll bar, maybe 200 plus recipes are there. Based on our logics and based on what kind of requirement we have, like similar product for large catalog, co-added product to cart products when we are in the products in cart. So you can we can also able to see the result, like if you are adding this cart, so you can also interested this kind of product when you are purchasing these products. So it has already created so many recipes. We have to use the recipes, and apart from that, if you want to do the customizations, if you have specific requirements, you can just use the recipe here. But in most of the cases, it will cover most of the recipes. And I already created one website using Sitecore Discover's provided SDK, and I have used inbuilt recipes, and it will cover most of the cases. And this is the recipes. Let me go back to the resource section. Synonyms, in our case, like in keyword synonyms, if you want to add, like someone search different words and you want to show the different products, so you can add the synonyms. Domain settings and notifications, these are for the admin part, for the configuring the domain to our websites, so we can use this one. Catalog. So once we upload the data from e-commerce system to our Discover portals, so you can see like products, categories and visitors. So in products, you can able to see all the list of the products which we have imported, which we have uploaded from e-commerce platforms. And if you want to add or update any products, you can do this activity from here also. Category, same like category, we can manage n level of category list, because sometimes you can see we have added so many categories here. And if you want to add that subcategory, so they are also managing the subcategory also. So once you upload the things, you will get this kind of data. Visitors, So visitors is nothing but we are collecting the data from our platform. So we are creating user profiles, and like someone visit our websites, and we are provide personalized experience to every users. So we are not we are when we are when we can say personalized experience. So means every visitor will display different product based on your interest, based on your last purchase, based on your last visit, what product they have visited. So we are providing personalized experience to our visitors. So it will track all the user profiles, and we can able to see this kind of what these users comes and what they are interested, what they have purchased, what they have ordered. So we can track all the user journey, and we are creating user profile, and we can merchandisers or business users, they can also able to see the profiles, what users are interested. Developer resource. So you can see developer resource is nothing but here we have API access key sections where you can get the API access data which we are using to calling the API from API implementation option as well as in SDK. We have to define that API access key token URL in our implementation part. API Explorer is nothing but one kind of, we can say, Postman collection, Postman tools. Like Postman, what we are doing, we are passing that request and we are getting the response. So same things, Discord portal providing inside the portal itself. Let's say we have created one home page and I want the all widget data. Okay. So what I have to do, I have to just select the, it will create the request, and when I run the request, I will get that all those data. So in home, I have just selected home page and I want all widget data. So you can see I am getting this kind of JSON response. So it means we can use this JSON response in any e-commerce platforms, and we can just call this API and we will get the data, and we will implement in our any e-commerce platforms. Based on that data, we can provide our users to different product and personalized experience. Event builders and event monitor. And AI monitors, we are tracking all those user information, what kind of event they have performed. They have performed any click events, any add to cart events, any PDP view event, search. They have entered some keywords. So it will track all those information here. In documented sections, you will get all the documentation which will require to implement these platforms. They have provided very well document in this section. Administrator. It's also working like as a they can also provide users and permission things. Currently, like I have created my users, but let's say in your organization you are multiple merchandisers or business users want to use the systems. So you can create the manage users and you can assign the roles, because it's also provide default roles. We can use that roles, and they can also able to use this platform. Offline data. If you have any offline data, so you can also upload the offline data here. So this is the important part when we use this portal. As a developer things, we definitely be required to create widget pages and recipes. So let me create one widgets. So pages is already I have created. Let me create one widgets, and we can use that widgets in our SDK part. So let me first create one widgets, one recommendation widgets. So I want to show top trending brand products to the visitors, to my visitors. So what I need to do, I am clicking on the add widgets, click on the recommendations. I want to create one recommendation widgets. Let me give the name of trending brand product webinar. Okay. RFK ID is nothing but we can say one unique ID. So we will give one RFK ID. Variation names, you can give any variation name. Let me assign the default one. So I want to reuse this component. So let me select this one. Yeah. Most important part is recipe. So we are creating trending brand product component, which are the trending brands, and we want to show that in our visitors. So we have so many recipes. So we have to identify like which recipe is relevant to these widgets. So let me sort that related to brand. Okay. So you will see. I am getting three results: brand top order product, brand top revenue products, brand top view products. So let me select the first one, which we got the top order products. So these are the recipes we are getting the top orders, and these are the top brands. And if you want to see the logics, you have to just click on these informations. So behind these recipes, it will get the data like this way. So it will return 100 top products for the order events, because someone has clicked on the orders, and based on these order events, it will get the data and specific to brands and overall. So based on this recipe logics, we are getting the data. So I am just using the default recipes here. Let me choose this one. Go to the next. VS styles. I am not selecting any styles. Go to the next. Yeah, we have to just trending brand product webinar for that is our unique ID. So this will require just okay, save it. So you can see recipe. I can able to see this. Yeah. So we have selected this recipe. So we have created one recommendation widgets, trending brand product, and we have selected this recipe. And based on this recipe, we are getting these results. Okay. So once we put these results, it will display this kind of results in our websites. Let's say because we have just selected recipes, and based on the recipes algorithms, we are getting the data. Let's say merchandisers or business users have those specific requirement, like yeah, we have selected recipes, but top of this recipe I want some product need to come in my list. So let's say as a merchandiser, I want like this product need to come in my list every time one visitor visit the website. So what they have to do, they have to just drag and drop this product. Yeah. So what happens, we have configured one recipes, and top of that recipes we have added one customized rules, for the top brand orders, top of that we need to display this product. So it means once our results will come, so this product definitely will come in the list, and apart from that we are getting this dynamic results based on the top orders. And if you don't want to show a specific product, like I don't want to show this product in my list, so what we have to do, so in the list you have to click on this icon, and they will provide the different options. If you don't want to show this product in your list, what you have to do, you have to blacklist this item. So it will go to the blacklist, so it will not display in particular visitors. So you can see like they have provided so many options, include boost, include is coming like based on the recipe. If you want to boost the specific product, so you can boost this product. If you want to pin current specific products, like we already, like I want this product in my list, so I already pinned this one. And body current, so I don't want to show this product in the second one, it will go to the bottom of this list, so you can just do this activity. So top of this recipe we can do this activity. Let me see this one and publish this component. Okay, so this way we have created one widgets. Let me showcase you one website. You can see we have created one website using SDK, and in SDK in home page you can able to see like currently I have configured 3 widgets. Okay, and this SDK website is already connected to this portal itself. So let me go to the pages. In home page you can see currently I have configured 3 widgets, and that's why 3 widgets is coming here. So for the home page I have applied dynamic component binding. I will also explain you in that what is dynamic component and static bindings. But let me add that widget which we have created here. So currently we have created this widget. So let me drag and drop this one here. Trending brand product webinar we have created RFCAD 4455. So it will automatically come in the list we already created. So let me save this one. So you can see this list is coming. So the first product is already, so you can also see the preview also. So first product we already pinned, and other products are coming based on this recipe algorithms. Let me publish this one. Let me refresh this website. See, so this widget is coming here, recommendation widget, trending brand product is coming here. So this product we already added, like I want this product in the list, so that's why we pin this product, and this other product is coming based on the recipes algorithm. So it's coming from dynamic. Let me remove this one. So what you have to do, you have to go with select widgets, and you have to just remove this one. Save it. Publish it. So we have removed this one. So now we can able to see the three widgets we have configured, and this is websites we already deployed in our version. So that's why it's coming from dynamic. I haven't made any code changes in my repository. So this way we can just manage this with dynamic components. Let me go back to that PPT. Now we can next step is, now we are going to SDK part. So Sitecore Discover has provided starter kit SDK, and we already used the SDK, and based on the SDK we have created these virtual websites which we have deployed. So how we have used these ones, so let me explain that one also. So you can see like SDK is a React based library, and it's suitable for the React applications, but if you are not using the React application, so you can go with another option for the integration, this API. You can go with API options and you can integrate in your application. But yeah, if you are using the React and Next.js, so it's a best suitable option to you can easily integrate this SDK in your application. Key features of the SDK is like it's provide the complete control over catalog experience designs. You can just easily integrate in your SDK, and you can create the product listing and PLB page very easily. You can manage easily your catalogs. Flexibility for developers and merchandisers. It will help for both one. Like developers can focus on technical aspect of integrations, and merchandiser can focus on designs and content of their experience, like how this component will look like, how component will render in the websites. So they can do this activity. Event and custom component models, you can see even a customer like SDK, when you are using the SDK, so it will track all those events like page view event, PDP event, add to cart, any kind of events it will triggers, and it will store in our platforms as a visitor profiles, and we can create the custom components and custom widgets in our using SDK. Next is events and components CLI, but let me first walk through how SDKs look like and how we have used this one. So in SDK, Sitecore has already provided GitHub link in SDK. So what you have to do, you have to download this SDK. It's a React based SDK. So I already downloaded in my local systems. And you have to follow all those steps, like you have to install the Node.js and all those required npm packages, because we require two important packages for npm to use this SDK. And you have to define some changes as per this requirement. I already did that one. And you have to follow all those steps. And you will so it's a very simple step to integrate SDKs to the Discover Proto systems, and you can able to see this kind of website in your local machine. So let me showcase you that one. Yeah, see, so I already downloaded this SDK. So when you download the SDK, what you have to do, you have to first update the environment variables. So environment variables, you have to copy this environment example variables to environment local variables. So when you download it will not provide this env.local file. You have to copy these files, and you have to change the parameters for API key and token key, which we get from our Discover portals, and you have to just update these files. And after that, you have to just configure this key in our app.js file. So I will showcase you. So definitely once you are using the SDK, because it's built in React, so you have the basic knowledge of React, how we can consume, how we can use these structures, and how we can get this data. So it's a React based application, So index.js is pointing to app.js. So let me go to the app.js. So once with this SDK, so most important two npm library we have to install, React and UI, and based on that it will integrate in your application, in your e-commerce platforms. So you can see like React and UI is already there. After that, what you have to do, you have to configure these variables: env, customer key, API key. Okay, so these we are getting from environment local variables. Yeah, you have to do this activity, and it will integrate your application to your Discover portals. So the SDK has already provided this thing. We have to just change this configuration from env local files, and it will configure that way. And the steps, all the steps are very well explored in these files in the given URL. So we can just follow that one. So we already did this activity, and currently my application is local application working based on that Discover portal itself. So let me go through different options. So here you can see like we have already configured these variables, and is Discover we have a different kind of components are there: static components, global components, and dynamic components. So in SDK they have gone with different approach. Some of the places they have used static components, some of the places they have used dynamic component. So based on the requirement, they have used this static and dynamic components. So let me go to the header part. So in header, you can see they have used this preview search. Okay, so RFKID6, so they are calling as static components. So what we are doing here, we are using the preview search components. So in this SDK, they have provided widgets. Okay, in the widgets we have preview search widgets already there. So we are using inbuilt widgets, and if you want to change something in preview search widgets, we can do these changes in preview search. Currently I am not using any changes for this preview search. I have used as it is for this one, and if you require changes, you can just do this activity in this widget itself. So they are calling it a preview search and RFKID6. So you can see RFKID6 is already created we have in our portal. So let me go to the widget sections. Let me search this RFKID6. Yeah, preview search. You can see we already created this preview search widget here, and we have configured just ID. So it will get the data from our portals, and user can able to get the information. So in websites, we already configured in header part only, and you can see when I click on this one, so I can able to see these informations. Let me search something sample. So it will get the data from system itself, Discover portal system itself, and it will provide the trending categories, suggestions. So these are already there in our widgets itself. Let's say if you want to customize in the widget, like I don't want to show the suggestions, or instead of suggestions I want to show trending different categories or trending different things. So you can do this activity because we have just downloaded the SDK. On top of that, if you want to change something, we can do this activity. But top of that, SDK has provided all those informations, and I think it's currently I am using that one only. Preview search, and like you can see, like logos are there. So I already configured the preview search. Let me go back to the app.js file. I also configured some of the categories pages like fragrance, makeup, and search pages. So you can see like search pages. Let me search the shampoo. Okay. So it will redirect the search page, and based on the search page, we can able to see the search results, paginations, facet filters. So let me go to the search view, and we can get the bit at how search is working. So we have used inbuilt widgets which Sitecore SDK has provided. See what happens here. We are just connecting our search page to our Discover portal URL. So let me go to this one, search page itself. You can see search result page. How we are connecting like our systems and platform. So in page settings we have defined URL, search URL, and here they are getting the URLs. So based on the URLs they identify, okay, my page is search, and we have already configured in CSC portal search. So it will map this page, and it will get the data. and based on that we will get the data from search result. And search result we already configured one widget, search result widget. You can see this is my search result widget. We have two filters, category and prices, so that we can also able to see the two results in our section, category and pricing. So that way we can configure in our code itself. And these are they calling as a component dynamic binding. Let me go to the next one. So that's where we have configured fragrance, makeup, and other pages also. We already configured ordered and cart pages. So that way we have configured the things. Let me explain you static component, dynamic component thing, so we can get the better idea. Like static components, we see like preview search we have already binded as static components. In home page, let me redirect to the home page. So in home page, you can see like currently what happens. We haven't binded any project, any RFK IDs. We have not binded any visit IDs. So what we have created, what we are tracking here, what we are doing here, like custom widget we have created. In custom widgets, based on this URI, like currently we are targeting home page, and we are iterating all those widgets which we have configured in our CAC platforms. So currently we have configured 3 widgets, so it will render all those 3 widgets. If I am adding 4 widgets, so it will render 4 widgets, which we already previously we showcased you. So it's called dynamic bindings, because we just need to configure components in home page and in our CAC portal, so it will automatically render in our page. So that's why we can binding. That's they're calling as a dynamic binding. Okay, and yeah, most important part is like we are now displaying the widgets, but how we are tracking these informations. So in every page they're calling one event, tracking events. So you can see like with page tracking events, we are calling as a track page view event. So when someone comes in the home page, so after rendering the page, we are tracking like this user has visited home page, this visitor has visited a PDP page. So we have different events, and based on we are tracking different events. So let me go to these events and components cycle part. So once we are configure all those widgets, so we are tracking all those events also. So events is most required because we have to collect the data for specific users, and based on that users data we are providing personalized product experience to our users. That's why we are tracking page view event, product event, cart actions, any keyword search, what they have performed, everything we are tracking in our systems. You can see like track, we have configured different events, track appear event, track search result. So these many events are already there, and we have to SideCore SDK is already configured in every pages. See track page event we already configured. Let me go to this inside there in these files. In React in this library, npm library, they have configured like track add to cart event, track status cart event, user login event, PDP view event, order confirmation event. So these many events are already there, and we have already configured most of the events, and based on that events we are collecting the data from users. After that, components. So components I already discussed, like we have to use different components, static components, dynamic widgets, global components. So static components like preview search, what we have did, we have to use preview search and we have passed RFK ID. And for dynamic widgets, we have to just iterate all those widgets based on the URI, and we are getting the data from all those widgets, and we are displaying the dynamic widgets. And global components, preview search is our global components. So this way we can just use this one. Let me showcase you. Like I already explained, like in home page. In home page, currently we are getting data from dynamic. Let me run this website. So that command is already there in our SDK URL. So all the steps are already configured. So my website is already working fine in my local systems. So in home page currently we have configured 3 widgets, recently view products, all category products, and let's say and these 3 are coming dynamically based on which we have configured in CSC portals. Let's say I want to configure any static component. So what I have to do, I have to write down the things here, like I want to render a static component apart from these 3 dynamic components. So widgets, carry like I have created one banner. Okay. So I have defined one, like I want to display one banner component apart from this dynamic component. Let me refresh this one. See, these 3 are coming from dynamic from CSC, and after that I have added one dynamic component, one banner component, which I already created in my widget section, RFK attitude section. So this way we can define, we can assign static component and dynamic component. After that, CLI. So let's say Discover SDK has provided so many widgets, basic recommendation list, carousel list. I have created so many demo things, preview search, product card list view. So many widgets are already there, and it will helpful to provide our user experience. But let's say we have specific requirement and we want to create any new widgets. So they have also provided one CLI options. So using the CLI options, we can create the new widgets. So let me create one new widgets. So in document they already provide the command for this one. So what you have to do, you have to write down npx discover new widget. Not the npx command. What is that command? Npx. I just wrong this. New widget. Okay. So we have 2 language options, JavaScript and TypeScript. Currently we are following JavaScript JSX file, so I am selecting this one. After that, what kind of template do you want to create? So let me create some basic style, recommendation basic style component here. Select this one, where I need to create. So inside this widget folder I want to create src widget. Let me give the name of this widget, recommendation demo webinar. Okay. So let me give this recommendation demo webinar list. Okay. So you can see in this list we have created widgets, recommendation demo webinar list. So in that way we can just create the widgets, and if you want to change some designs, we can do this activity. As per our requirement, we can make the changes. So currently I'm not doing anything. I'm just adding this as a static binding, so we can get how we can use these widgets. Let me use this one, recommendation demo list. Currently I have already created one widget, so I'm using that one only. Okay. So we have to import our widget here. Widgets, recommendations. We have created one recommendation demo webinar list. Okay. Yeah, that's it. So it we have created one widgets using CLI, and we have already binded in our home page as a static binding, static component binding. Let me refresh my page. So using CLI, so using CLI, we can create a new widgets as per our requirements, and we can make the changes in the widget. See, I have created widgets, and you can able to see the regions. So that way we can create the widgets, and we can use that widget in our as per requirements in different pages. Currently, I have used the recommendation widgets in my home page. So these widgets are already created in my portal, so I can also able to showcase you like that is already I have created. I have used existing one only. See, I have already created my recommendation widgets. I have used that widget also. And let's say I want to currently you can see in the results I am getting 6 results, but I want to show 8 results. So we have to just pass the parameters, products count, something like that. Something like that. I'm not remember, but yeah, we can pass this widgets count. If you want to provide the name of these widgets, so we have to pass this name of these widgets. We have to pass the product to display, not the count. Now I have given the name and I have added the 8 counts. So that way we can do the customization, we can create the new widgets. Okay, let me go to the slides. So yeah, CLI installation, all this path is already there for the CLI, and this is the command which I have used to create the new widgets. Okay, important resources which will help for the implementations. So StarterKit is already there, so where you can download the SDKs and you can follow all the steps, and you can able to run this application in the local systems. After that, JS SDK components, functions and query hooks already there, templates and UI primitives. This is most important URL. You can see. So Discover has already provided one UI guide for this one for the different components, and they also provided the logic behind this one, how it is working. See, and for the docs, they have already written down all the codes. We can use that in our e-commerce platform, and we can configure that code in our platforms. See, all the recommendation widgets, they have added all the preview search results, so we can also follow these guidelines and we can implement in our project. Library, I already mentioned, like this is most important React library we have to add in our project. Yeah, that's it. Okay, thanks. If you have any questions, yeah, we can discuss.
Yes, Mitesh, I can find a couple of questions. So, my first question is from the attendees, that how to get the Discover portal.
Okay, good question. Discover portal, actually you have to connect with your Sitecore partners. So you have to connect your Sitecore representative, and they will provide that access, because they are not providing any sandbox access for this one. So you have to connect with your Sitecore partners, and after that you will get this account information.
Okay, I hope the person who has asked the question gets his answer. Next is like, can you give any personalization example which you have configured in Sitecore Discover?
Sure. So personalized, like let me go to the website. You can see we are getting the data currently. We are getting the data based on the personalized. If I am searching any product, so previously I am searching the shampoo product. Okay. So you can see now I am getting all the shampoo data here. So if I am searching a different product, perfume, let's say. Okay. Let me go back to my systems. So previously I can able to see the perfume. Now I can able to see the previously I'm getting the shampoo data. Now I'm getting the perfume data. So based on my visited, it will track the informations and I will get the personalized data.
Okay.
There are so many options for the personalized, and that is the most important. There are the most features for these Discover platforms. It will provide, it will identify the user interest, user intent, and based on that user interest and intent, they will provide personalized experience to the users.
Okay. Okay. Thank you, Mitesh. I guess these are the only questions. So yes guys, I hope that Mitesh Patel has shared enough of his knowledge with all of you, and you have got enough knowledge for implementation through Sitecore Discover, through implementation through SDK. So like, we are going to upload our video to our YouTube channel, so all those who are subscribed members can please check the video, and if you have any queries or anything, you can mail us, so we'll be getting back to you for all the information for Sitecore Discover. I hope that the session was interesting to all of you. Thank you so much. Have a great day ahead.
Thanks all of you. Bye. Have a great day.